What is going on, peeps? Welcome to episode 2 of the next season of Throwback Stories. Now, I've dubbed it the stories from the hood that season because that's the era of my life where these stories are from. And a lot of these stories, I am the main focal point, and I'm actually a part of what happened. But this, like some other stories, I'm kind of just there in the back. I'm the main point at the beginning of the story. But then the main thing that happens in the story, I wasn't even there. Well, technically in this one I was, but just on a different part of the beats. This is the story where I'll call it Why You Don't Trust Friends Around Your Girl. Now, this happened all the way back when I was 19. This is after the pool hall. Actually, I was still 19. I was about to turn 20 this year. The summer after the pool hall was permanently closed. And I had the two friends who I told you that weren't that loyal. The one named Kevin, who 2 years later would try to set me up and it would backfire on him, as you heard in the last one. And the other friend who actually lived on the other side of my street, who we're going to call Bob. So we're all going to go show at Woodbine Beach. Bob knew this girl, very, very attractive girl. What are we going to call her? We're going to call her Lita. It's this very attractive girl named Lita, who at the time, me and Kevin were kind of competing for her affections. I was actually going to bring two female friends I went to high school with. One is named Cindy, and another one we will call her Jezebel. Now, Jezebel was talking to both Bob and Kevin, and they both thought they had chances with her. And I think Kevin's demeanor kind of, before I even got there for this occasion, kind of killed his chances with Lita. Now, they all chilled at the same place every day. I worked full time, so I was like kind of the cool guy who would pop in once in a while. Chilled and dip. They're all regular, so he technically had more time with Lita than I did. So we're gonna all go to Woodbine Beach. They're all waiting for me at Kennedy Station. I am positioned to be the one to get weed. Now, back in my time, in this day, this is like 20 years ago, 22 years ago, 21 years ago, there was no dispensaries because weed was illegal. Fortunately, if you guys remember my friend G, he actually always had good connections. And if you know where I am, I'm in Malvern. He was in an area by Nelson and Ellesmere. I went up there. I met him. Should have been a quick yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I actually, when they asked me if I was on the way, because I wasn't even part of these plans technically, but I just interjected myself in them. I said I was already at Nelson and Ellesmere. No, I was home. I still had to go take a shower. I had to get ready. Then I go on and link up with G, and then G hooks me up with the weed. There's a beer store there, so we grab 2 cans, we chill for a minute, smoke a joint. Then he gives me a ride up. Like, we chilled for like a good 45 minutes, but he gives me a drive to Kennedy Station, so I made them wait about 2 hours for the station. Now, I should be coming there apologizing to everyone, being whatever. Now, Jezebel did not show up. She canceled out the last minute. So it's only Cindy, it's Lita, it's Bob, and it's Kevin. Technically, it was 2 guys, 2 girls. They didn't need to wait for me, but they did. And what do I do when I get there? I walk up. I see Bob, I give him props, and I just walk past all of them. I literally ignored them. Like, it's kind of messed up because I'm the only person that Cindy knew. When she sees me, she gets really excited because I went to high school with her. She's like, oh, okay, because Jezebel canceled, I'm here alone. Oh, there's Anthony, yay! And then I just, like, ignore her. I've been with Lita. Lita's like, okay, finally a manly man, because these 2 other guys are obviously approving how much of little bitches they are because they were around her all the time. She gets happy. And then I'm guessing Kevin's like, all right, got our black guys here. Cool, blah, blah, blah. I ignore all 3 of them. So we go on a train, and like, Lita's pissed off right off the bat. She's like, I can hear her call me an asshole. Then we go on, and I ask Bob if he has a CD player. I didn't have a CD. Back then, when we wanted to listen to music, we didn't have music on our phones. I know these phones are really cool, but the phones we have, I wish I actually have one upstairs. I should have brought it down. I could show you guys. They did not have music. They did not have color. So you used to have to carry this thing called a Discman, which is this little thing, and you would get these things called CDs, where instead of just downloading your music, it would be one album on the CD, and you can make custom ones. Now, Bob always had that, so when we get on the train to go, I just put on his music, and I'm just chilling, listening to music, just literally ignoring everyone, just being the cool guy, popping it out of conversations. Pop it, take the headphones off when they're talking about something, say something really cool just to further establish my alpha place in the group. So then when we get off the train, we're going to go to the liquor store, get some drinks and stuff. We all go, they get some, I don't know what they got. I got myself some Appleton and a few beers. They all got some drinks. I think they bought drinks for the girls. I was only there for me. We're chilling. Then we all start vibing together and hanging out and stuff. Now, ultimately, Kevin had this really weird fantasy where he wanted the girl to take advantage of him while he's sleeping. And apparently he had done an overnight shift. That's why he didn't mind waiting in the station, which kind of made him seem like a bitch to the girls. He was okay just waiting in the station for over an hour for me, because he could take a nap or whatever instead of be talking to them like someone who was smart would. But yeah, so with Jezebel not there, it's kind of the two of them competing for Cindy, because Bob and Lita are like close like brother and sister. So you figured it would just be easy, but you know, it comes the whole thing. Kevin pays for everything for all of them, like all their drinks and all their stuff, whatever they had. So he's like, he feels like Bob owes him and Bob has to do whatever he tells him to do type of vibe. So we're all chilling, whatever, and he keeps saying to the thing about his thing. And then as we're all vibing and stuff, me and Lita start to really vibe. And then she catches on to everything going on. So she's like, okay. She kind of shows me and her are going to kind of do our own thing. And she kind of sets up Kevin with Cindy. Like, Cindy was all for it with Kevin after Lita talked to her. It was a done deal. So after that talk, Lita pulls me aside and we go for a romantic walk on the beach. Actually, my first romantic walk on the beach, if you will. We're more on the pier most of the time, on the path, but still, it was on the beach. Thing that was always cool about Lita is like, she was the first like really attractive girl to give me the time of day and vibe with me, and she was like a total baddie. Oh God, she was. If you want to see what she looks like, if you have access to my Facebook, go and look at my very old pictures of the New Year's one, the redheaded girl. That's her. I think there's one or two pictures of me and her together, alone together. So that's how you can tell. But yeah, she was the most attractive girl that I ever really vibed with, and she was really one of the real ones. One of the stories I tell you about in the future episode about her will show you how down and how much of a real one she really was. So I just remember as we're walking by, and we walk by, and there's all these like dudes walking by, and she just grabs my arm, puts it around her, because I was really shy. I really was shy, but cool, still cool. So me and her go on a walk, and just like, whoa, there was like, that's the conversation, the vibe. I was just like, and I used to be very self-conscious about my weight. And I remember it's like, a girl like you I said something along the lines, a girl like you really gonna be into a guy as big as me? And she said something that was just like, whoa. One of the things was like, one of the sweetest things ever said to me. It's like, that's just more of you to love. And I was just like, whoa. Like, the conversations, if I was more mature back then, I probably would have married that girl. after that conversation, the way that night went, that vibe went, was this. I'm not going to talk anymore about it because it kind of gets a little too much for YouTube, if you will. But let's go back to what was going on while we were on our romantic trip. Now, Cindy's all ready to go with Kevin, and then Kevin has this whole weird fantasy, as he mentions. He wants the girl to come and take advantage of him. So he keeps saying all the things, even before, like when the two of them were talking, when Cindy and Lita were talking, he was saying to Bob, "You're gonna go and you're gonna send her over there and tell her to." Oh my God! So what actually happened? And well, let me continue telling you guys the story from my point of view. So me and Lita have this wonderful time. We come back a few hours later. It's night, way into the night now, and they're just all there. And weirdly, we see Cindy with Bob. So he's just leaning on Bob. Oh my God. He he's not happy. He's not happy at all. Now something happened, and then Lita's pants got ripped, and then I actually had the Fat Albert shirt I had on back in the day, but I was just too self-conscious to take it off and give it to her type of thing. And she kind of got mad at me. It was a whole thing, not really that big, but we're on the train, and then I leave. I get on the next bus and I go. And I remember I didn't take the same bus as them because they all just go and show at Lita's place essentially all the time. I had to go home because I had work, and I remember Lita just giving me the finger because she was pissed off because I didn't hug her or kiss her goodbye. But it was my last bus. I had to get home. I worked in Concord. If I did not get up at 5:30 in the morning to go with my dad because he started early, I would have to take a 2-hour bus ride. So I had to get home. So the next day after work, I'm chilling with Kevin, and I was like, "So what happened?" And then he's like, "The bastard screwed me." I did not do it justice. I remember how he said it. He's like, "The bastard screwed me." So the way it went down is he's laying there on the rocks, and the way to think about it, because we came back to him being on the rocks but looking pissed off when we got there. The thing was, he laid there the entire time until we got back. And when we got back, he sat up and he was all pissed off. He explains why. Now, think of it as where I'm here. I'm Bob. Cindy's right here, and literally how close it is. Kevin's laying across the rocks right behind him. The bench is here, the rocks are right there. And so Kevin's pretending to sleep, thinking he's going to fulfill his ultimate fantasy he's always had. He's offered to pay Bob an X amount of dollars or whatever, or this is making up for Bob doing this and he's getting an extra 20 or whatever. Bob was a cheap side. Kept him fed and intoxicated. He'll be loyal most of the time. Not this time. So Bob's job was to tell Cindy to go over there and straddle Kevin. What Bob proceeded to do is Cindy was essentially saying that, "Well, why are you still here? I'm supposed to be with Kevin." And then Bob goes on, and I'm guessing Kevin must have been laying there smiling, thinking he's gonna betray. I really wish I got to saw his face when it was going on. Bob proceeds to say, "Why are you gonna hook up with this guy? Look at him. He's freaking sleeping. Cindy, why are you wasting your time? This guy doesn't even care about you. He's sleeping. If he actually cared, he'd be up. I'm up. I'm here, Cindy. I'm interested in you. I want you. And this is so ironic because, like, Bob was the virgin of our friend group at the pool hall. The whole time at the pool hall, he was a virgin until something that happened to him. I don't know if I can talk about that story. But he was, like, the last one out of all of us to lose their virginity. Well, technically I was, but I was too cool for people to realize. I've already admitted I was not. Didn't lose it until I was 20. So technically I was at least a virgin at the start of this thing. Well, kind of. As I'm saying this, Bob proceeds to convince Cindy to forget about Kevin and sleep with him. Now, this is the part when Kevin was telling me the story. I was trying not to laugh. I burst out laughing. He's like, the goddamn son of a bitch did it beside me. He legit just banged her right there. Right here. Like, I don't know how Kevin laid there. I would have woke up when he was talking this shit and just punched him in the head. Like, why would you? And like, okay, these two guys are essentially like, to describe the two of them, they're like a Corey and Trevor, like a black and Pakistani version of Corey and Trevor from Trailer Park Boys. But I always felt that Kevin, being the black one and looking kind of athletic, probably would have held his own against Bob. But how he allowed this to happen, like right beside him, is just insane. It's just like, maybe if it's in another room and he couldn't see and he had no way of knowing, maybe if Bob was like more smooth, was like, let's talk over here, Cindy. No, Bob talked to her right in front of the dude, smashed it right in front of the dude, then sat there and like cuddled with her right in front of the dude while me and Lena were gone for like a good 3 hours. I don't know how many rounds I went. And on top of that, now here's the thing, Kevin was not a big drinker. He would usually only get as he was buying for them, he would buy them all cheap stuff and he'll get himself one nice thing that he's gonna milk and sip the whole night because he's not a heavy drinker. Dude drank his booze. He drank his freaking booze. And it was like, yo, and he bought the guy his own 6-pack and a Mickey. Then got coolers for everyone. Dude. That's why you don't ever trust your friend with a girl. You never send someone else to talk to a girl for you. You be direct and you talk to the girl. Never in any circumstances. I found this out when I was in school. Never send someone else. I found this out in grade school to talk to the girl for you. It's only going to screw you over. I remember my sister telling me how stupid I was for doing that. Saying, oh, watch, now the person you sent to talk to her is going to end up getting her. And it did happen. Yeah, it did happen when I was in like, what was it, grade 7 or grade 8? I can't remember. But they did date for a little bit. But it made me realize if I like a girl, when it comes to how I feel about her, I have to be the one who talks to her about that. I'll never trust anyone else, not even another girl. Like if they choose to talk about you on their own without you making them do it, hey, whatever. If you're a good person like me, I know any woman who knows me personally has nothing bad to say about me. Even the ones I don't talk to, they have nothing bad to say about me. You guys have never seen a comment on any video of anything to insinuate that. There's women who probably have on my Facebook in the past, but I could tell you they still love me and they still tell me it all the time. And we're good now. I make peace with everyone from my past. I always say I don't have any exes because I don't really consider any of my past relationships a relationship. But I do know they all still want me. But yeah, when it comes to that, peeps, younger peeps, just know. You like someone, you talk to her. You want to get to know her better, you talk to her, you ask her questions. You find out, you want to get them something, you ask them about what they like. You get ideas of the things they like doing, and just randomly find an excuse to do that and get more time alone with them. Being in a group setting doesn't always work. When you're able to get a girl to talk to you for extended periods of times alone, that's a sign that she likes you. Like, you can text anyone, talk on the phone, but just like when you get that in-person alone time, we used to call it AT, alone time. Yo, we used to be so cheesy back in the day. Yeah, like in the pool hall was when we came up with that term, AT. And it'll be like, it'll be a call, yo, I need some AT, just to signal to everyone else to kind of like skedaddle out of there. But yeah, sound off in the comments if you guys like this story. Has this ever happened to any of you? Do you know this happened and something like this happened? This is just like, wow. I was shocked. I guess I'm lucky that I was talking to the girl that Bob considered like a sister, so I didn't have to worry about that sneaky shit. But yeah, sound off in the comments if you like the story. What kind of hood story you guys want to hear next from the hood era of the urban franchise Tony Montana. Be sure to follow me on everything Urban Franchise Entertainment and TBX 420 Club. Stay good, peeps, and keep it blitz.
Audio Jungle.